We are live, as I'm saying. Mr. Blitztech.
Revenue GS.
J, 1/3 of the Cyberlands.
And it's that time for more Star Wars watch along. This time we have the Acolyte, Season 1, Episode 1. What are you man's thoughts and feelings after watching all the trailers?
I just want to see what they're trying to start, blah, 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 blah.
Run that thing back.
I was trying to see what kind of story they're trying to tell here, especially way back when, with just more Jedi's, less Sith. So it's an interesting time, to be honest. So yeah.
I didn't watch any of the trailers, unless I was in. I can't remember if I was in the trailer with you lot, but I don't think I was.
I think we did one on a live. I can't remember if you was in it or not, to be honest.
I know I know you lot watched some trailers without me, so I didn't watch any of those trailers. Can't remember, but I know this show is highly anticipated for me to watch because everyone's like, it's gonna trigger. In fact, to be honest, this is the first Star Wars that's been out that people have been like, don't watch it. Like, and I'm like, but do I not watch it? They're just like, don't watch it. But I'm fully here for it. Like, if we could go back like a couple years, I would say one of the things that I wanted was a story about the Sith. Story about a female Sith apprentice or whatever. And then it was like 6 months later and Disney, or maybe a year later, and Disney announced this. So I'm interested in it. Also, it's one of the other projects that come from the other side of the camp, as opposed to like Favreau and them, man, then Kathleen Kennedy's team. So I want to see what Kathleen Kennedy's team's been working on while these lot have been cooking up The Mandalorian and all of this stuff over here. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see, because I remember in the research to meeting Favreau for the meeting, they was talking about being on set and like not wanting to be on other people's sets and stuff like this.
Okay.
Like, I think there was a comment in there, it was a quote, I'm not remembering someone saying, I want to go back to my set. And they was on that other set. Do you know what I'm saying? I can't remember if it was someone on the Mandalorian set saying they want to go back to the Acolyte set. I can't remember if it was someone on the Acolyte set saying they want to go back to the Mandalorian set. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm really interested to see like what we've got here. And obviously more Star Wars lore. I want to see what kind of things they're including, what things they're trying to push forward, what things they're trying to say are irrelevant. And then just go from there, man. Like, I'm going into this very open-minded in terms of what's here. And then bear in mind what else has been, like, Rey's solo spin-off movie supposed to be in the works. Do you know what I'm saying? I know the time period is not the same, but at the same time, like, I want to see if there's connective tissue. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is something happening here that later on down there? Because obviously they orange lightsaber are here in Common Day. So are they now about to retcon orange lightsabers here, meaning like, oh, the orange lightsabers did mean a thing back in the day, so Rey's actually... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I think that they're at with Star Wars, which I think is a weird place to be at, because they're taking the whole sequel trilogy thing the wrong way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're treating it like it's the MCU, if you get what I'm saying. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, MCU are retconning themselves. When Star Wars shouldn't be retconning themselves. You just be making...
Written.
Huh?
It's been written.
It's been written, yeah. That's tough. That's a tough one, because it's like, the Marvel's been written, but the MCU is its own separate universe. Boom. Star Wars has a canon timeline. Now, bear in mind, when Rian Johnson got super nerdy with the timeline and did everything correctly in Rise of Skywalker, as it says in the books, fans got upset. Do you get what I'm saying? So then, I'm sure the Star Wars people are like, well, what's the issue? And then obviously the agenda people got in there, plus the Star Wars people got in there, plus the we got to fix it got in there, and you understand how we can just be in a mess. So, and then there's the two camps as well in this. So now I'm like the product is, you know what I'm saying? The product will speak for itself. This product and like the next product. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what, like, I just had to lay that all out before we got into it. So you just understand what my mindset is with, because like, I really wanted something like this in terms of on paper, But
Yeah.
usually on paper, when I want something like this, you know what happens? It either is getting cancelled because it's so good they don't understand, or it's so bad like it shouldn't have been made. Like someone who shouldn't have been doing it picked it up because it was a nuanced idea that they could get away with, and then they failed it badly because they shouldn't have had it in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I feel like I'm sitting in the classroom.
Cool. Well, for me, it's more like, you know, just being able to go back in time, staying away from, you know, the Skywalkers, and be able to tell a story. Well, pushing Star Wars forward, but going back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like back in time, something that we've been asking for so long. Do you know what I'm saying? They like after Skywalker, they couldn't get away with Skywalker. That's why they did all that thing with Rey. So once this came out, I was like, okay, like can we finally detach from that and just stick to, you know, Star Wars lore, the whole relationship with Sith and Jedi, and kind of move forward from there, although we're in the past. So that's what I kind of might with it. And yeah, man, let's just tap in and see what they got for us. Yeah. Oh man.
Where's your Jedi?
Yes, my child.
We have unfinished business. Attack me with all your strength.
I appreciate your courage, young warrior. I have no quarrel with you.
Attack me, Jedi.
Jedi do not attack the unarmed.
Yes, you do.
Jeez. Yo, Carrie on Moss is in the Matrix. Like, she's playing Trinity right now.
You know the first thing that came in my mind? Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
That's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Who trained you?
They copied it exactly, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
I have an unidentified Force user.
Oh. I'm gonna get serious.
The music's jarring, man, bro.
You do not want to go down this road. This is a fight that you will not win.
A Jedi doesn't pull her weapon unless prepared to kill.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Take the lightsaber and let's be out.
Good morning, Pet. Whoa, inside voices, Pet. Thank you.
Jar! Why didn't you come out last night? You missed a wild trip to Nar Shaddaa with the piloting crew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I do with my days off is none of your business, Philip.
No rest for the wicked.
No, the wicked rest. They just don't brag about it. What's the emergency?
Shield generator repairs.
Train feds never use the shields.
Maybe. That's why they need it repaired.
Wait, the pressure gauge is spiking.
Jeez.
And that
I
was
thought I was gonna blow one of them up.
I got it.
Stop messing around, Osha.
Gorpsec is about as far away from
Miles
Coruscant
Morales' hairstyle is doing me over still.
So,
They got to do better
what are
than
you
that.
doing here then?
Like the fact that they got like, you know what I'm saying,
Showing
that was just
all
like
visit.
on the sheet and they did it. It's nuts, bro.
Try not to think too much about it, but
I can't think of Travis. bro.
I know, bruv. I know.
What's going on, Yord?
I think it's best you take a seat.
Look, I was trained to be a Jedi. When that didn't pan out, those skills aren't exactly transferable. I needed a paycheck.
When did you join the Order?
When I was 8. Yord knows all of this.
When
The
she
main
was
concern
8.
about admitting you to the Order was your age.
And the fact that you were mourning.
My circumstances were unique, but the Jedi Council made
What?
the decision.
She's the reason why they made the rule for Anakin. Stop it. Stop it. I can see where you lot are trying to go with it already. I'm getting upset. What?
Brought you into the Jedi. Your training was difficult, to say the least.
You think that I killed her?
Where were you last night?
On this freighter, in this room. Why would I kill Indara?
If I recall correctly, Master Indara advised the Jedi Council to discontinue your training when you were...
Leaving the Jedi was the hardest thing that I've ever done, but it was my decision. No one else's.
It's like they've also usurped Thingy's Ahsoka storyline as well, isn't it?
So she's got a twin, yeah?
But, yeah, we're dealing with a shapeshifter.
She killed the Jedi and ruined my boy.
I'd like it to be her
Mm.
and her to be lying. That's the best case scenario.
Well, like, or being manipulated by...
No, bruv.
We'll take you back.
I used to work for the Jedi Barris, like straight crowd, bro. Like, bro, the twin thing's calm, but like, why are we not like, yo, you know, I've got a twin sister, you know, she's out there on crime already. That's what should be the first thing. If it's not that, if it's a mind control thing, that's dead, bro. Because then all they're gonna do is revert her back to the Jedi, and we've got another fake ass, dark side epic story again. It's gotta be her, bro. She gotta have been lying the whole time. The deeper plan is she needed to want to get caught, to come here, to Coruscant, to get right in front of the council and kill the other 7 of them or something like this, bro.
Balance.
Those doors open automatically. Why was she doing that?
Life.
Maybe back in the day.
Excellent. What is the door panel going on?
Nah, everyone just, now they're a Jedi, everyone just wants to do it, bro.
That tries to stop it.
The Force is powerful, like fire or the ocean. It is a power we must respect. But that is our lesson for today. Time for lunch.
She really wanted to get up with.
Master Vanestra. She was a devoted Padawan. I see no reason for her to kill Indara.
The evidence against her is strong.
Indara and I saved her from a terrible fire on Grand Dock.
I remember.
She saw us as her protectors.
Excuse me?
It's a parasite used to subdue violent criminals.
Oh. Is it hurting him?
No way, he's having a great time.
He does weird stuff to your brain.
Is it true you killed a Jedi?
No.
It's like
We're
Buckle
planning an escape.
from Rogue One.
You win.
Yes. I have faith in the Jedi.
Enjoyed prison.
All these years that she be leaving prison after handled by Joyce.
Still do it. I guess when you weigh it up, the amount of escapees is probably worth it. As opposed to human lives lost. Do you know what I'm saying? Every time there's a prison escape, no human lives are lost. That's the W. How can't she get it?
I'm thinking.
They found that before after the trauma, man, that should just work.
I mean, unless you detach yourself from the Force.
What is this? Bruv, what is it? Everyone just, okay, they wake up and I'm detached. No, bro. No. Let's not make the detachment a thing, bro. And I know here they want the detachment to a thing for cinematic reasons.
Yeah.
Like, but she can get it later. Bro, it's dead. How many times have we seen this shit? Like, what? Do you know what would have been good? Her to reach out and it just bang in her hand. And then she's out.
The second question. I know that we don't care about I love droids. I know no one else does because, like you said, rather human life than droid life. So what does that mistake for?
They always have escape pods, I would say. They always have escape pods. They always have escape pods. Let's say there's a malfunction with the ship. They still have to save the passengers. You know what I'm saying? They're not just like, oh, they've got to just now die because the ship's going down. I would imagine that they're putting them in an escape pod. You know what I'm saying? Busting them out.
This is also a ship that can be piloted by humans. If you clock the way the androids went back, they turned into seats.
Not among the survivors.
The Jedi killer is evil. I sensed her darkness.
With all of this, what's happening? It'd be better if she was actually doing it right now, bro. Like, she was the one who killed and lied. Then she was the one who sent the ship down. Like, they try to play this shit so safe, bro. All the time. This is my issue all the time. And I'm enjoying this right now. I know we're only half an episode in. But, like, she should just be on crack.
Any sign of life?
I was just gonna say, like I say, it looks like her. Like if it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. And like I say, he's the only one that believes her, but it's not her.
But why? And we saw it was someone who looks just like her.
Us as the audience, we're like, okay, then we know it. Then it's not her.
We've not necessarily seen her do anything good.
I mean, like she saved, like I said, the criminal for no apparent reason.
It's not no apparent. She could just be like, he doesn't need to die like this. Cool.
But then, like the other assassin, I don't feel like she would have saved.
Bro, it's probably her anyway. But I would want her to own it. Do you know what I'm saying? Or well, been lying, but still be a savage. It's like, you see how she's bumbling through stuff. Like, bro, why can't the character be certain? Like, they'll do it to Rey. They'll make Rey certain because she's known good. Yeah. But because we're still ambiguous right now, they won't make like it's just. Bro, just be a sick character. Yo!
Oh no.
Yo! They should have never swatched that angle as well, bro.
It's not what I would have planned for your first mission.
I'm ready.
That may be so, but we need backup.
Is it Yod?
What's wrong with you?
Nothing. No, he's Yod.
I think shrunk or something.
Osha.
May.
Hello, sister.
What is it? The twin sister we thought was dead. You left me there to die. You took my sister and didn't save me. You're the one with the burn thing on the top of your head.
Poor us too.
Could be better.
And now she's gonna come back to the Jedi to fight on sister.
And below lies the sea.
You just genjutsu though. Like, you started it.
I give you.
Nah, this is she's in a.
You give me.
Like when the trial in a dream and Anakin goes.
You remember.
Just doing shit, bro. Now I'm just trying to realize if I was tripping. At the beginning, it was this actress, right? Or was it a different one? Who assassinated the other one?
It's this one, but her hair was longer.
So they're gonna use that girl as both sisters.
I believe so, yeah.
It's a bit nuts.
It's not in her file. Do you think that?
No.
The Jedi concealing information, like.
That was her name. May. I saw her die.
So who decided not to put that information down in the file? And now we're gonna have all of these lot like going after her. I think it's her doing.
I believe you.
So much better if you like they're making her crap, and it's like think about this, yeah. They get there, she's running away from them, and then she tries to jump off the cliff to get away because she knows her sister's the one and she wants to get there before them. And then he catches her with the force and is like, "No, you're coming with me." Now, by force, we're forcing you to take us to your sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just this, we're friends and she's slipping. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't have to unite this situation in positivity. There can be conflict here and then another conflict here, and we can be all working towards the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
A Jedi with a weapon, you will fail. Steel or laser are no threat to them. But an acolyte kills without a weapon. An acolyte kills the dream.
That was abrupt, bro.
Isn't it? I didn't expect me to end it like this.
It wasn't a bad first episode.
Bro, I like the episode.
It wasn't.
Bro,
It wasn't.
I like the episode. Like, even the reason why I'm complaining about the thing I'm complaining about, because I feel like it's going to lead to later on down the line just not having heavy enough stakes. Do you know what I'm saying? But everything I see in this episode, I'm kind of cool with, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The main character isn't good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole, she can't use her force, she's detached from it. Like, we don't have to have that. She's got to grow into the force story. She could just be a Padawan who stopped training because of whatever she said, and she still uses her force abilities to this much amount, and that's it. There's no pulling back. There's no I'm taking a vacay like Luke Skywalker. Just like this is where my force goes. It was too much for me to push beyond this, so this is where I left it. That's what we need more of in Star Wars. Middle management of the force. In Rogue One, we get it so good. In what's his name? Donnie Yen. I'm one with the force. The force is what, like, beautiful. Beautiful. It's middle management of the force. It's people who don't have force mastery but are inept with it. It just works around them, through away. Some people can manipulate it. You've got Broomstick Boy in episode 8. We need that. But like, it feels like to me that she's gonna end up becoming a Jedi Master.
Oh yeah,
100%. Bruh, Sam, 100. How can it not?
Yeah.
She's on the path to being a Jedi Master, 2000%.
Yeah, and that's my only.
That's dead.
That's the only like thing I have with it, because it's like it's almost like we can see the threads of this simplicity. Not that not being simple sometimes doesn't work. That's not the issue, but it's like it's so simple that man can read the
tea
lines
leaves,
where
bro.
it's
Man
gonna,
can read the tea
where it's
leaves,
gonna
bro.
lead to. Do you know
Because
what I mean?
it's because they tied it, because like, in stuff like this, they tie their hands into certain situations so hard that they can't get out. Like her not being able to use the Force in the first episode. 2 minutes before that, my man is saying, oh, she is a great Padawan. And she already said, oh, it was good, but it just didn't work out. Not, I had some major trauma and this, just, it didn't work out, I left. Yeah? That says to me that you can still use the Force. That means you're not clumsy enough to fall off the cliff when you're not actually being chased. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's just normal stuff, bro. Normal stuff. Like, and even with that, you can make her good and aggressive. As someone who left the Jedi, that means you're a free-thinking person. That means, like, you attack scenarios. So, her being in the prison and getting out, one of the best bits I like is when she lets the guy out, he gets out, she hits the door and screams. Because it's like, yeah, man, that's the juice. That person doesn't slip backwards on the edge of a cliff. That person still knows how to use the Force. I can guarantee it, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is where they mess up with the characters. And they're like, oh, yeah, but they've got to have something that they've got to overcome. Realistically, no, they want. Like, look at Gladiator, yeah? Gladiator is one of the greatest movies of all time. Russell Crowe, zero character development. Zero. Anyone who thinks there's character development in Maximus's character is 100% wrong. Yeah, but his family dies. There's no growth through there. He stays... That's the best thing about the movie. That he is an immovable rock and life is happening to him. Everyone loves him. Everyone wants to be him. And all he does is be consistently who he is through the movie. And it shows that that kind of character can go through shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what you need. Now, from watching this, and bear in mind, we just watched what? House of Dragons, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, for me, what they've tied themselves into in one episode is the only greatest way this can end is if her and her sister kill each other at the end. But Sam, what else happens? She captured. Okay, they both live, but if they both live, what happens? One goes to jail and one's a Jedi. So then you put your sister in jail. Which Game of Thrones just showed us you can't do that today. Today you can't do that. You can't have the twins, one of them be good and one of them be bad. If that happens, it ends in the nullification of both characters, like it did. This is what I'm saying. So this is what they're lining man up for. It's what they're lining man up for.
Yeah. There's
It's both.
Yeah, because
it's not me.
Like, I'm watching this thing and I'm just like, they won't go to a place where the conflict of two characters, because it was like, oh, like, is she an agent? Is it a twin? Or is it a shapeshifter? Right? So, like, watching these things, like, you got so many questions, you're answering in your head, like, and I'm just like, if it's a sister thing, if it's a twin, then how can we, like, let's say, what's the two twins, the sun and moon in the cartoon?
You're talking about Visions?
No, Clone Wars, where it's like one can't live with the other, like.
Yeah.
But they will never take it to a place where it's like, let's say the end of this whole season, it's like they become one identity but separately because one's one way, one's the other way.
That's half gangster. That's half gangster.
But
that's
you
half
don't.
gangster.
But
now you got me thinking about the Prestige.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like Christian Bale's character.
Yeah.
Two people living in one life. Like, oh, so they find out the bad one's the bad one. She reconciles with the bad one. The bad one's like, oh, okay, they saved you. They didn't save me. They thought I was dead. And then they both become the Jedi version, even though one of them is actually... That's super legit. That's super legit. That's super legit.
But that's the issue. I don't think they ever pushed that bar.
I mean, to be honest, we're only in the first episode. Now you're like, wait, we just read the first screenplay episode and came up with that.
Right.
So they can't not. And the thing is, one of the reasons why I was so adamant at the beginning, like I didn't like, you know what? Obviously, we thought it could be a twin out, but I didn't follow that path because why we do it? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Why would we be doing that? Like, what would be the importance of that? But then I started thinking as I'm watching, I'm like, let me think about twins in Star Wars. There's always like, whenever the twins show up in Star Wars, it's always a big force event. Something's happening. There's an imbalance of something about to fuck up crazy. So then, where he's like, oh, two of them living as one, I'm like, hey, we've never seen that before. That would be quite sick. Especially if like, the Jedi fall for it, which they should. And then you've got another agent. Like, you got...
Yeah, especially because it's a force that you don't have a quite understanding. And being in this particular timeline, and this is why I'm kind of like open to a lot of things that they do now that we've seen them do in present and before, is that like it's in the past, it's far removed in the timeline. So we can do things that they haven't caught up to yet, like in the normal Star Wars world. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're still learning. They can still make... It's still a new thing for them. They still haven't, come across it before. It's a first time for everything.
See, I hear that, but I don't like it, because that then directly affects our thought pattern on current day Star Wars. This is why I was like, I don't like that they said, oh, you came in at 8 years old and you had trauma. You was too old to train, and we trained you anyway. And then they still did it with Anakin back then. That affects that. Right. There's no way we can say it can't affect it. So you had records of it, and you did it again, and that was the chosen one. No, that happens one time with the chosen one only, not with her.
And we've not seen the end of this as well. So the fact that this plays out,
exactly,
and then it still isn't a law that they've implemented.
See,
it's still a bit crazy.
and that's the only way that could play out like that is if we go to what Raven said, where it doesn't end up ever becoming an issue, because she becomes a Jedi Master anyway. But they don't know that secretly she's a Jedi and an Acolyte posing as one person forever, because they have to. Now, if our story pans out, hey, we've got a good Star Wars show on our hands. But if it don't, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying we're gonna have to see where we go with it, bro.
This is just us putting our things together, like, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's just normal Star Wars vibes.
I'm really not mad at the first episode.
Yeah,
I'm really mad. I'm really glad at Carrie-Anne Moss getting murked in the first episode. I thought she was gonna ride it out, but then now that I think about it, I'm like, no, she is a great stunt piece to use. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, they shouldn't have slammed her on every poster like that. Do you know what I'm saying? They should have made it a secret. And I know they're like, oh yeah, we had to sell the show. You didn't. It's Star Wars. It would have sold itself. Do you know what I'm saying? Then it would have been like, oh shit, Trinity's in it when you turn it on. And then you'd be like, oh no, she's gone. Like, it just adds more razzle-dazzle to the episode. Right. But now you're like, what are we doing for the rest of the episode now that we know we've got no actors in it? Yeah. And no disrespect to any of the actors in it. But do you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no Trinity, even though Trinity, I didn't really like her a bit. She was legitly in the Matrix.
That was all Matrix.
Yeah, but it wasn't
a little bit as well.
But I feel like it was the director on her. Like, no, go more Trinity. Go more Trinity. Like, they was playing it in the green room. Like, do you remember when you was 23 and you was wearing the leather and doing this? Do you know what I'm saying? She was drawing her out for it. She was drawing her out for it.
The way she walked up the field.
Yeah, bro. There was one step. I was like, oh, and the slow-mo as well. Yeah.
And she draws the lightsaber, it's like the horn from Matrix 2 or
something. They did the exact same camera angle and look. And it was like, I was like, what are we doing there? It's too far, man. Star Wars, and this is what I was saying about the music. Like, there's certain things in this, and this is one of the things about directing Star Wars. Like, you can direct it, but Star Wars has a visual and an audio style already. Yeah. So there's certain, and they're trying to make up with it with the slides and the circles. And because all the other camera work you're doing is not Star Wars camera work. It's weird to us. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like Star Wars has a look because it was made in a time where it had limitations, but made the limitations part of the world. Hence why, as it progresses, it will always have that. It should always have that continuity style. That's why as soon as you're watching something that doesn't, like, it might be Star Wars but not feel like Star Wars, it's jarring instantly because it's like, bruv, Star Wars doesn't even move like this. Like,
it was like Rogue One when they put that intro music right at the beginning. Like, see? That's like, like, what is shit out?
See, and Rogue One is actually a good example of them doing it right. But even in that, there was things they did wrong. Like, even in the first episode or the start of this, they didn't have the scroll. They didn't have the flat text. They had the text come up. But no, hey, because I'm like, okay, the movies has the scroll. Animated just has the title card. Okay. So they tried to do like both without doing both. Right. So they had it one on there already. Yeah. Then they had the next one fade in, but it's not scrolling. Then they had the next one come on. And I was just like, I'm not angry at you because you did something new and tried to make it work within the landscape of where we're at. Cool. The wording for me wasn't great. In fact, so the things that it said something specifically about people are training to use the dark side of the Force secretly or using the Force secretly. Like, even to your point where you're like, oh, everyone's still new with it. That from the narrator
I didn't like that.
is wrong.
I didn't like that.
Is wrong. There's no a way to secretly use the Force. It's nothing. It's never secret.
It's never exactly.
It's
the
never a
Force just
secret, bro. If you're doing it
lives.
over there in that room, Sam, and I don't know, because the Force belongs to everyone. It's not. You're not doing it secretly, bro. You're just doing you. You're just. It's like Sam was in the corner secretly breathing. Like what? Like, he breathes, bro. Like the Force is the Force. Like that owns that kind of places ownership over the Force, which is an issue with the Jedi anyway. Them man acting like the thing owns them. They own it, which is why they get clapped by the Sith as well.
So that's what I was going to say. So is it they're trying to say secret is because the Sith isn't like a well-known
Doesn't
thing,
matter.
like
Don't
Sith
matter,
is or
bro.
whatever.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter, bro.
Because if they don't know, like, how's their secret? If you don't know.
Even if they're using, let's say, like, the Jedi are all whatever, they made the Bible now, and they're like, okay, we run the world, and this is how the Force is used. Even though them man were practicing it over there, it's not secret, bro. It's not a secret. They're just doing something else, like, and we're trying to say, like, right now, Night Sisters ain't about, and all this other shit. All of that shit exists. Jedi, you're very ignorant to believe that you've got any kind of hold over the Force. So even you man writing it, and the narrator, this is why I say Kevin at the narrator, because it's the narrator who's saying that. That the narrator is canon.
And also be non-biased.
Thank you. And this is what I was getting to. The narrator can't pick sides, bro. If the narrator's picking sides, we're fucked already. And this is what I'm saying. Like in this first episode, good first episode, but there are flags, bro. There are flags. And I'm hoping we just stay on this path where we're at, where the flags are there, but we're getting through the show. Do you get what I'm saying? As opposed to the flags taking over the situation. Bro, it's a mad one.
Yeah, man. As always, it's your turn. Jump in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts on the first episode. Not second, third, fourth, fifth. You know what I'm saying? And we shall see you at the next episode. I'm Raven your GS.
Sam, Mr. Blitztech.
J1 for the Simons.
Peace.